When creating extruded boss or cuts in SolidWorks, the end condition must be specified. End conditions can either be set by a specified distance or by utilizing existing 3D geometry. There are three types of end conditions that are defined by a specified distance away from the sketch plane. They are the blind end condition, the through all end condition, and the mid-plane end condition. The blind and through all end conditions are set by specifying a set distance away from the sketch plane, while the through all end condition continues through all material in a single direction. There are 5 types of end conditions that are defined by using existing 3D geometry. They are up to next, up to vertex, up to surface, offset from surface, and the up to body end conditions. The offset from surface end condition also requires a distance to specify how far it should stop before the selected surface. In this lesson, you will use a combination of end conditions to create this custom block and determine which end conditions are most suitable based on the design intent for this part. Let's begin by starting a new part model file, and we want to create a sketch on the front plane. We will use the corner rectangle, and starting from the origin point, you could just drag a rectangle out and then set some dimensions. So it would be 125 millimeters high by 65. And then exit this sketch. Our first feature will be the extruded boss base using a mid-plane end condition. This is an end condition that doesn't require any pre-existing 3D geometry. To start this feature, make sure the sketch is selected and then go to the extrude boss base. Make sure features tab is activated first. And by default, it will be selecting the blind end condition. The blind end condition just extrudes it to a set distance, and it doesn't really take into account any 3D geometry. By default, only one direction is selected. So we can see it is extending out from the mid-plane or our sketch plane out in this direction, but you can actually do 2 directions, so it's extending on both sides, and we can drag this out. The difference here when you're selecting direction 1 and direction 2 is you can set independent distances on each side. So I could have a short side here and a longer side on here, or however you want to do it. You can actually specify independent distances on either side. But for our part, we just need a symmetrical mid-plane end condition, as it's going to be the same on both sides. So unticking direction 2, we change the direction 1 to mid-plane, and we are going to select a distance of 65 and clicking the green check box. So we now have a symmetric feature directly over the front plane as the middle of our block, and both sides are equal on either side. The next feature we will create is an angled cut on the side of the part using a specified distance, which will use the blind end condition. Again, we are going to use the front plane, clicking on that and creating a sketch. And then you can just use the line tool to draw a profile similar to this. And then we can dimension it. So we're going to have 20 here, 20 to this point, and an angle of 60. That's fully constrained, and we can exit the sketch. This time we're going to use the extruded cut feature, so we can select our sketch and activate the extruded cut. Again, notice that the blind end condition is selected by default. It's basically always selected by default. You can currently see that the cut is going to this side of the block. If you want to make that cut on the other side, you can click on this reverse direction, which will reverse the direction like that. Or you can actually just click and drag on the arrow and drag it to the other side. Another way of creating the cut is by offsetting where the cut begins by changing the from selection box. So if we change that to surface face plane, and then we can pick this face here, and now the cut is going to start from that face. We can use the blind end condition. We'll reverse the direction, and we want to use a measurement of 25. Click the green check mark, and we have our cut on that side using the select face surface. The next feature we will create is a circular cut, which ends on the face of this block here, this angled face. And we can do that by using the up to next end condition. To create this sketch, we can rotate the part so we can see the back, and clicking on the back face and then starting a sketch here. We want to do a circle, which is going to be 8mm diameter. We want this to have a distance of 12.5 from this top edge. And we want it to be in center of this line. So if we click on the center point of the circle and then the center point of the line, and then selecting the vertical relation, and this will fully define it into that location. We can exit the sketch and go back to our isometric view. Having our sketch selected, go to, again, the extruded cut. And here you can see by default the blind end condition again. And we could use this and create that cut through so it finishes. But if there was any other geometry on this side, it's just going to continue cutting through all that material without any regard apart from the distance you set. So we actually want it to finish on this face of the angled surface. We can do that by dropping it down and going to up to next, and that will stop the cut at the next detected face. So it's going to finish the cut there. You can click on the check, and there we have our cut finishing on that surface. This is a geometry dependent end condition. So as long as this face exists, it will always cut to that face. If that face was to move in a different position, it will still cut to that face. But if that face was removed for some reason, the geometry changes, you'll then have a rebuild error, and it will say that it can't make that cut because the face is missing. So just be aware of that. The next feature we will add is a cut on the underside of this block, and it will always match the angled face a set distance below it. This will require the use of the offset from face end condition. Rotate the part so you can see the bottom face, and click on the bottom face and go to create sketch. And then using the rectangle tool, the corner rectangle, just pick a spot and drag it across. Select the center point and the origin point and make coincident. This will align it to the center, keeping both sides symmetrical, and then add a dimension, and we will make this 30mm. You can then exit the sketch and go back to your isometric view by pushing Ctrl+7. In the Feature tab, activate the Extruded Cut. And in this case, we haven't selected the sketch beforehand, so you can either go to the Manager tree here and select the sketch, or you can just click on the sketch to activate it. By default, the blind end condition is selected. We will change that instead to offset from surface, and making sure the face plane selection box is activated, we will pick this face and change the dimension to 15. That might be a little too small. We will change that to 10 and click OK. So you can now see this cut is always in line with that face there. Our last feature will be another circular cut on top, going right through the part. So we can select the top face and create another sketch. We're going to use a construction line from the origin point straight across, making sure it is completely horizontal. And then that way we can create a circle at its midpoint, so we know that that circle is created right in the center. And we want a diameter of 6mm. We can exit the sketch and go back to the isometric view. So having that sketch selected, we can go to Extruded Cut. And as you can see, if I was to just drag that down, I could make a cut through the whole part. But blind end conditions will only ever cut up to the distance you specify. So if this block ever changes height and becomes longer beyond the cut length, it's not going to cut all the way through the block. So we want an end condition that will always cut through the entire block. And what we can use is the through all end condition. So this will mean that no matter what, it will always cut through the entire block from one side to the other, and any geometry beyond that as well. If for some reason you had geometry on the other side of the sketch plane that you wanted to cut away from as well, you could actually change that to through all both, and that way it is cutting through both directions for infinity. But in this case, we only need through all, making sure the direction is going down, and you can click OK. This end condition is only available in extruded cuts. It's not available in the extruded boss. and our custom block is now complete. So using a combination of different end conditions, we were able to put some design intent into this block and create specific cuts and extrudes to fit the situation in the most effective way possible. Knowing which end condition to use for extruded cuts and extrude bosses will just come with practice, but play around with each one in different situations to get an idea of how they work. And from that, you'll learn which are the best to use in specific situations, and that way use them the most effective way possible. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the videos if you have found them helpful.